And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first tonight, tomorrow's fire danger forecast. And again, a lot of blue over just about all of Alaska here. Southern southeast coast drying out a little bit. There was some medium and areas of high fire danger over the southern panhandle. Also in the Copper River Basin, some high fire danger as well as areas there on the north side of the eastern Alaska range. A couple of small areas there. And up next here, satellite imagery. You can see low pressure been spinning down here for days, well south of the Alaska Peninsula, or well south of the Gulf of Alaska, slowly moving northward. That's sending moisture northward now. Brought a little bit of light rain into Kodiak Island today, and some moisture streaming up toward the North Gulf Coast, but staying west of the Panhandle. And low pressure here, a lot of cloudiness, bringing some significant rains over the Norton Sound into the southern Seward Peninsula today. See that moving east-southeastward. And NOAA picked up almost 0.8 of an inch of precipitation in the 12-hour period ending at 3 p.m. this afternoon, with rain up the Yukon River there. Fort Yukon reporting rain today and on up into the eastern Brooks Range there. Otherwise, out to the west, no big storms, just a lot of disorganized clouds here associated with weak troughs, one right through this area. Another one sort of in here, and then some more moisture in the form of clouds back to the west, associated with a weakening trough there. And on the chart today, areas of light rain, fog, and drizzle here concentrate along this trough axis up to a weak low there, where there's more widespread area of heavier rain from the Seward Peninsula, St. Lawrence Island into Norton Sound. Otherwise, mostly dry to the north here and mostly cloudy with scattered showers across southern Alaska, although a few sun breaks this afternoon, allowing temperatures to rise into the 60s. Cook Inlet area. And cloudy, cool up over the Yukon Flats, the eastern Brooks Range, and also cool for the North Slope and Arctic coast, but generally dry up there with light winds. Temperatures this afternoon mostly into the 40s, and the southeast coast staying fair. And this system to the south will make a push to the north, with the rain area again reappearing on the eastern North Gulf Coast, just grazing the east side of Kodiak Island. Look for an increase in the clouds here for the southeast coast, with increasing chances of showers along the central and north coast toward morning. And with this trough in the interior, will be continued an area of rain and showers there from the Yukon Flats back in to the Seward Peninsula. So staying wet tonight. That'll extend down across the Yukon Delta with that low end toward the coastline there, Nunivak Island to St. Lawrence Island. Periods of light rain, fog, and drizzle, and staying pretty foggy with drizzle and IFR conditions over much of the Bering Sea and the Pribilof Islands, with some light rain with this trough swinging into the eastern Aleutians and the western Alaska Peninsula. And a weak warm front now developing from that trough in over the bringing some moisture into the western Aleutians there. For tomorrow, that'll slide a little bit farther to the east, possibly reaching Adak in the afternoon, but no big storms out there at all. Nothing heavy weather-wise, just a lot of low clouds, fog, and IFR from the Aleutians northward into the Bering Sea. Moisture shifts eastward here, and look for cloudy skies, areas of rain and showers in the green shaded area from the Brooks Range right on down to the Alaska Peninsula. And a little bit drier here east of that system and kind of in between here, so just some scattered showers here for the Tanana Valley Alaska Range. And rain increasing Kodiak Island, North Gulf Coast, pushing northward into at least the southern Kenai Peninsula and southern Cook Inlet. Light rain should push into all of Prince William Sound by the afternoon hours, continuing into the Panhandle. So kind of a change in the pattern there, going into a wetter pattern at least for tomorrow. And for Tuesday, that front washes out right along the coastline there, so it's going to keep periods of rain going from Dixon Entrance up into Lynn Canal, Yakutat, showers back to Prince William Sound. And drier day, or not too bad, actually temperatures staying in the 60s here for the, or 50s to lower 60s, south central Alaska, but drier and a little warmer now up over the eastern interior north of the Alaska Range, with dry conditions out to the Arctic coast. Warmer conditions also developing there. Could see temperatures in the 60s, maybe lower 70s for the east central north slope. Cool and wet out here along the west coast, down in toward this low keeping it wet over Kodiak Island. In the Bering Sea, light winds, maybe some clearing for the Pribilofs under the weak ridging of high pressure here that extends down to the eastern Aleutians. And a system now maybe bringing some gustier west winds into the western Aleutians, that warm front here now reaching ADAC. And for the lows tonight, upper 20s to lower 30s for the eastern Arctic coast, otherwise in the 30s for the north slope. Mid 40s for the Brooks Range, south of the mountains, 45 to 53 for the lows. More in the 40s, lower to mid 40s out toward the west coast into the Bering Sea. And then the highs tomorrow, 60s for the Panhandle, 60s southern Alaska here, south central Alaska upper 50s to lower 60s, 65 to 75 for the central and eastern interior areas, actually from Fairbanks eastward. Tanana high about 60, 50s back to the west, and again for the Bering Strait and the Bering Sea in the 40s. And for the Arctic coast, 40s to lower 50s now, so warming up there as well as the north slope. And lows the following morning in the 30s for the Arctic coast, 40s and 50s elsewhere around the state. Mid 50s for the Panhandle, 40s out to the west. And then for the highs, Wednesday afternoon, you can see back into the 70s, central and eastern part of the state, maybe even pushing up toward 80, call it 70 to 80 for the highs here. Near 70 in the Copper River Basins, the Sitna Valley pushing up toward 70 degrees. North slope much warmer, but cooler out toward the Arctic coast. And 50s to lower 60s for the Panhandle.